Well, hello. My name is Jason Skinner, General Manager of TopAdmit's, the leading online service for admissions essay editing and consulting. And I'm joined here today by a special guest, one of our senior consultants, Ms. Kirsten Rosero. Kirsten, thank you for coming.
It's good to be here.
Okay. Now, you may know that TopAdmit's is an online service. Our web-based consultant service has customers worldwide, all over the world, and we also have consultants who are based all over the globe, a lot of them in North America, like Kirsten. But physically, our offices are in Taipei, Taiwan, so it's relatively rare that we do have this chance to meet one of our consultants face-to-face. Now, Kirsten, how long will you be with us today?
Just a couple days.
Okay. Okay, so this is a rare opportunity. Now, I know that time is valuable while you're on the road, so let's go inside to one of our meeting rooms and we can sit down and have a comfortable chat.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, here we are in our comfortable meeting room here in TopAdmit's, and Kirsten, again, thank you for joining us. So, this is literally the first time we've met face-to-face, so I'd really like to know, tell me a little bit about yourself and just, generally about your background and how you've come to Taiwan today.
Yeah, sure. I'm originally from the San Francisco area, and I've actually been studying abroad and traveling for the past 11 years. So that's a long time. And this has taken me all the way to Germany, to most of Europe, and a lot of Asia and Southern or Southeast Asia. So I'm glad to finally be here at TopAdmit's to meet everyone face to face.
Well, where did you go to school?
I went to school in Portland, Oregon. It's a place called Reed College. And I also studied at the University of Munich and at the University of Mainz in Germany. And now I'm studying in Wenzhou Daxue in Kaohsiung.
So that's you're obviously well traveled. And I remember that you were in Germany there for a while as well. So I think more and more we can see that both the people we work with and our consultants, it's just more and more a global society, so that's something we definitely appreciate. Well, specifically your work as an editor. Now, you've been with us for several years, and I imagine you've also done work outside as an editor elsewhere as well. So tell us, how did you get started on that?
Yeah, I started out as a freelance translator, proofreading technical translations from German to English, and they were about car manuals and things that I wasn't really passionate about. So after a while that got a bit dry, and I thought, I was looking for something with a bit more passion, a bit more soul. And I realized that based on my experiences writing my own admissions essays, that it's a great opportunity for people to tell their own stories. That's how I got interested in this particular field, really helping people bring out their stories.
Well, you definitely get a lot of that. Working with candidates who are like you, like me, they're looking to go to their next step in life, applying for school overseas. Okay, well, Kirsten, as I mentioned, you've been working with TopAdmit's for a while now. What's it like working as a consultant and editor with TopAdmit's and having a chance to help these candidates? Tell us a little bit about that.
It can be a roller coaster. We have some applicants who are super passionate about what they do, but have trouble putting it into words. So sometimes they try to think of really creative ways to get their points across. I had a candidate once who submitted Katy Perry lyrics, and I had no idea what to do. So it's not that we rewrite their essays for them, it's that we take their essays and then go through it with them step by step. And sometimes it's fun, like Katy Perry lyrics. Sometimes it's a bit more straightforward, where they just reiterate their CVs. But in general, it is a fun thing to do. It's a fun place to work, and I can't complain.
Okay.
Well, in addition to Katy Perry, or maybe if you have more stories to share about that, are there any candidates that particularly stand out in your mind?
Yeah, actually, there are many candidates. I once had, for example, an army medic who wanted to apply to med school for further education, and this particular candidate basically wrote what he did, where he went to school, and as a consultant at TopAdmit, he really wanted to get the details of his experience out as an army medic. So and that was particularly memorable for me because the story that he told was so fascinating and I was not expecting it. So we have memorable candidates such as the army medic or people who worked as nurses but want to become doctors, or people who want to break into Hollywood and want to study acting. So it's very varied.
Very varied, quite so. Well, I remember one time I also do consulting time to time in addition to operational stuff, and I remember one time I had a candidate who he was applying for an MBA program, and he had quite a presentable. He was a presentable young man, but nothing that really stood out to me as, that's the thing I always tell people who are writing their essays, is that this is your chance to stand out from the pack. What makes you different from all the other folks who have 3.5 GPAs and 700 GMATs? I mean, if you put you side by side with all these other folks, what's the thing that I'm going to remember about you? And this fellow, just at the very end of his resume, he had, relevant to almost nothing else, he said that he had recently gotten his scuba diving license. I said, okay, well, tell me about that. No, you don't want to know that. That's nothing to do with business. What's on your CV? So tell me about it. It turns out this young man had grown up with a phobia of the water. He was just petrified of swimming because when he was young, I always thought this was an urban legend, but one of his relatives actually tried to teach him how to swim by throwing him in the water when he was like 4 years old. And it didn't work. Instead, he developed a severe phobia. And so he, at some point, when he began his professional life, he also decided that he just didn't want to live with this fear in his life. And so what he did was he forced himself to go to the local YMCA or the equivalent and taught himself how to swim, and even beyond that, he learned that he had a passion for it. And he went on to become a licensed scuba diver and even a trainer. And I was like, that's a fantastic story. Why don't you write about that? Well, it's nothing to do with my job. That's not how you stand out. I mean, everybody talks about their job, but you want to talk about who you are as a person, what motivates you and drives you. And I thought that was just a great story. So those are the kind of things that just even years later I remember candidates like that. You too?
Yeah. I mean, for example, that applicant of mine, he wrote about his educational experience in the States, and then he mentioned in like half a sentence, I was in the Army, period. I thought, tell us a bit more. So he sent us his story about how he saw his best friend, for example, get injured, and how he, since then, has always wanted to make a bigger contribution to the healthcare field. And I feel like that sort of motivation, that sort of passion should be brought out in your admissions essay.
Exactly. Well, I think that's why a lot of our consultants, in addition to being, very well qualified and very good writers in their own right, that's part of what, as you mentioned before, was just the feeling that we're helping people and helping them bring out their own stories. We're not writing your story for you because we're not capable of doing that. You are an individual. You know what makes you special. What we're here to do is to help you bring out that story and present it in the best light possible. So, Have you had any? Now, oftentimes, because we are an online service, sometimes we don't always know where our candidates go on from here, because that's part of the nature of being online. Is sometimes folks upload their essay, we give them the best help we can, and then it's up to them. But we have had a few really good success stories of candidates who have been, who have come back to us later and told us they were accepted to their dream school. Do you remember any cases like that?
Yeah, actually, it's not unheard of. Especially applicants become so excited to show off their success, and they're really grateful that we help them tell their stories. So I remember, I think there was one applicant who got into 3 out of the 5 law schools that he applied to. I think Georgetown and Harvard.
Oh, wow.
Being one of them, I was like, well, congratulations. And sometimes they find other ways to contact us, for example, via email or social media networks, and then they tell us if they got in or not. And it's always a really good feeling to know that you could have helped, or that you did help them with their application process.
I had one time. I had one of my students, one of the candidates I was helping. She emailed me to let me know that she had been accepted to her dream program at Yale. And I had spoken with her and had extensive conversations with her. And I was like at my desk, and I just told the people around me, "Give me a moment. I need to collect myself here," because it was just such a moving moment to know that somebody was moving on in their life and achieving their dream, and you had some small part of it. I mean, that's just something incredibly fulfilling. Well, now that brings to mind another thing. I was wondering. Our customers often ask us, what's it like to communicate with our consultants? Because we are obviously an online service, and we may be separated by several thousand miles, but we still, at TopAdmit's, try to bring a personal touch and let you know that you're really communicating with your consultant. How have you communicated with the folks you work with?
It has been astoundingly easy for being an online company and having the availability of email and social media networks, that basically whenever someone sends me a message, I get back to them within 10 hours, which given the time difference is quite it's quite good, I think. And so
And on our messaging on our platform, they're able to send you messages, and even if, since you're not only providing a thorough editing, but also a critique, giving them advice on how to better present themselves, they can even come back and present you with a chance for a second edit. Is that right?
There have been no problems with that. And sometimes you get the more nervous applicants who want to go through every sentence with you, and that's been no problem either. So it's all through email.
Well, just I guess to conclude, I mean, did you have any general advice for folks who may be thinking about applying to their schools this coming season?
Yeah, a big piece of advice, personally, I think, is that you're already submitting a CV. So try not to make your admissions essay a CV and essay form. Your application essay is basically an opportunity for you to bring out a side of you that you want your reader to see, a side of you that you probably have not had the opportunity to discuss in your CV or your transcripts or whatever. And this is really, this passion, this motivation is what will set you apart from the other applicants, which, as Jason has mentioned, maybe stellar test scores or grades. So just be yourself, keep your voice, and we will help you tell your story.
Well, Kirsten, what's next for you? I know you're in Taipei for only a few days. Will we ever see you again? We'll see you online. You'll be with us on our platform.
I'm always online, so.
But where will you be going from here?
From here, I'll be going to Kaohsiung, because since working here, I realized the importance of communicating with clients, and so I'm now learning Chinese, trying to learn Chinese.
So learning is a lifetime journey, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you again for coming by.
Well, thanks for having me.
Mhm.
And it was great seeing everyone here.
Okay, we'll see you online.
All right.